What is this? Wednesday, September 3rd, 2025. How's everybody doing? Hello, Bill, Raleigh, Jim, Mike, Julie, Alan, Gold, Sonny. Let's see. I think we have Tommy. You're up there. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Yep. How's everybody doing? Are you ready for a big day? And I do think it's a big day here. Let me wet my throat a little bit. Let's see here. A couple things I have to do real quick. It's always that few things right away in the morning. Click some buttons to get everything going. There we go. Now we're up and running. All right. So midweek here, hump day, Wednesday, a short week, but I think it's going to be a good week. Okay. One of the first things that I want to mention here, well, I don't have an image of it, sorry. But for members, remember that tomorrow we're having our member e-learning. That's with Hit Run Candlesticks, Right Way Options, and BYOB Trading. So it'll be in the combo room. So let's not forget about that. Okay. Second thing, today's going to be a big day, and we'll see if it happens. But today's the day that I think I will really knock on that door of doubling the account. And if everything goes well, it might push over it. So if that happens, the first hour of the morning, I'm not going to be here the rest of the day. No, I'm kidding. I'll be here. But it's in the works. So for those of you that are struggling and think that that is just literally impossible, I'll tell you, it is not impossible. So somebody just wrote me a note that I'm buying pizza. Maybe. You never know. You never know. Hey, good morning, Sharon. Good morning, Bill, Raleigh, Jim, Julie, Mike. Glad you guys are all here. Neil, good morning. Anna, good morning over there. Good morning. Good morning. All right, let's take a look at the market here. So it appears that the SPY is going to try to come back a little bit here. And, one of the things in trading is we want to be careful not to rush. Okay. You don't need to rush into any trade when it comes to stock trading. You really don't need to. So we want to make sure that we get that follow through. The last thing we want to see here is something like this, where we come up and then we fail. We might even come up a little higher and then we fail. If we do, that could be, a bit troublesome. So let's keep an eye there. The Qs, there we go. The Qs are down a bit. Now, yesterday we talked about if we lose 559 here, that would get us down to 550, 552, this low over here. Man, my mouse is really lagging this morning. And it finished up the day very nice yesterday. We're getting a little gap up. So we need to see the close over the T line or the 8 EMA there. But for me, the biggest thing it needs to do is break out of that downtrend. So we may get, a pop to the upside. Watch that we don't do this. If you're long, now, if you're short, that's exactly what you're hoping for. But if you're long, keep an eye on the market. This is what I call the back end. The back end has got to be working for you, no matter what trade you're in, long or short. If you're short, you really want the back end working to the short side. If you're long, you want the back end working to the long side. So, keep an eye on that. Really important. All right, let's take a look at T2123 really quick. Yesterday, it kind of was boring yesterday, and then it just popped up toward the end of the day. And then you can see that VXX was up most of the day, and then it pulled back a little bit. Now here pre-market, it's not lifting at all. It's not falling really. We're holding right at the trend indicator, the T line, and the 34 EMA. So we're just going to have to see which way this thing wants to roll once the market opens up. But at the close yesterday, T2123 was looking pretty good. And right now, the markets are up a little bit. So this should be up, and maybe we'll have a pretty good bullish day. But it's all about cracking some of these walls. You know, we've got to crack that red dot there. Need to turn that green. We need to crack the T line. We'll worry about that trend line when the trend line comes. We don't need to crack that today. We just need to be above that T line 8 EMA today. Okay. SMH is down. This is not good at all. Good morning, Doug. How are you? Glad to do it. Glad to do it. Glad you're back. Hope you had a great time, and I'm sure you did. I know what you were doing. So very cool. So SMH is down. This is not good for the market. We're below the 50 period moving average. Where price is below the 8 EMA. 8 EMA is below the trend indicator. This is not a good thing at all for the bulls. Okay, so SMH needs to lift itself up, and it needs to show off a little bit and move above. While it's down, this could create a problem for the market. If you take a look at IYT, IYT is down also. That's not good. The positive is we're sitting on that 50 period moving average. We've got a candle here that might be trying to move up, but this is, let me draw a line from here down. Okay. That needs to be cleared. Let me get rid of this line. Delete. There we go. We need to clear that. That is extremely important to get through that downtrend line there. If we continue to hang below, sort of in the bear's world on both SMH and IYT, we need to sharpen our pencils for some of the short trades, maybe. Okay, so keep an eye on that. All right, let's look at a couple of charts here. Just take a look at there it is. UEC. UEC, I guess it's kind of hard the way I've got it marked up here. UCE, price above the T line above the trend indicator. We've got a nice trend working here. Bullish engulf, and so far this morning, pre-market, we've got a little bit of follow through. Let's see if that doesn't carry all the way through. And how nice would that be to run up here and retest that 1150 area? For those that are in it, way to go. Super for those that are in it. Those that are looking to buy it, right here at the top, this is something I would look at to buy. We talk a lot about the 3/8 trap, but another great trade is a 3/8 trap yesterday and a breakout today of the 3/8 trap. I've got some scans over here for that. I look at those. I look for those all the time. So 3/8 trap yesterday, breakout. That's momentum working right there. So let's keep an eye on UEC. Looks like that might be a nice trade. Check out Apple. Look at Apple here, moving up. So right now, I'm going to pull this one up for the next target up somewhere. Here, we'll get the number. Man, my mouse is really lagging. I apologize. 248. I'll fix it when we're done here. Around 248, the next target on Apple. Apple is setting up for or it's not setting up for it is a J-hook continuation pattern. There's the J right there. And when we broke out right here, that's the J-hook continuation pattern. So right now, my next target for the continuation is between that 245, 250 area. That's looking pretty good. Nice bullish engulf yesterday. Looks like follow through today. Looks really good. PLTR, I think, is back on the list for those that might have kicked it off the list. I still have it on the watch list, so let's keep an eye here. PLTR might be setting up to move up. The first target, and this target it's a required target. If we can't get this, you got nothing. About that 166.80 area. And then from there, let me put another target in here. Then from there, we're going to look at, what is that? 172-ish, maybe 173 right there. That would be the next target up. Now, this is one I will trade in the big account. For the little account, let me go find it here. I thought it was in here. There it is. For the littler account, the smaller account, my road to wealth account, by the way, which is that close to doubling. So I'll keep everyone posted. I'm pretty happy with it. It's working out well. Is PTIR. It's only $24, $25. So it's not as expensive as PLTR. So those with smaller accounts, you might be able to trade this one here. And this is one I'm looking for to move up. Needs to get over that 26.20. And then the main target right here is going to be 28.20, 28.25. This is what it needs to get over. So it's the first target right now. And then after that, we'll look at that, $30 area, and then we'll work from there. Okay. Sorry, I need another drink. This early in the morning. Yeah, it's early in the morning. Take a look at Roblex here. Look at Roblex setting up. Roblex has been in a trend. Excellent, right? And then it just, it kind of fell off its wagon a little bit, popped right back down to the 50-period moving average, a little cheaper. Dip buyers came in, picked it up. Buyers that like to buy off the 50-period moving average came in and picked it up here. You see the gap up, and right there is a nice little what we call pop out of the box. You get my box. And yeah, that's a pop out of the box. And yesterday we actually popped out of that box, and you can see this morning that we're acting very, very good here. Maybe even looks like we're going to open over that candle. That would be a great buy area, at least for one of my strategies. And then a target back up to retest these highs around that 150 mark. So right now, I think that's looking pretty good here. Let's do this as well. I'm going to come over here and take this high, come down to the lows. There we go. And then this is, I think you've all heard me call this my sweet spot right here, right there. And that's at 50% retracement. We break over that. There's some really good targets above that, all the way up to that 150 area. So this Roblex is looking quite well. SOUN, I think there's a lot of folks in this SOUN. We bought this yesterday, and I know a lot of hit run candlesticks bought it yesterday, and it may be working out here. So let's see if that doesn't pop up through that target area. Then the next target will be about this 15 or the 16 area here. Hey, good morning, Rim. Good morning, Bal. How are you? Bal, you've got one here. What is that? GILT. Let's take a look. You're right. GILT setting up. We've got a nice doji continue bull kicker here that has led us up. Now we've got a little pullback. That's looking great. Let's flag that one. Thank you very much. Watch resistance above 1056. Let's take a look at the weekly chart and see what we have. Yeah, there's a little bit of resistance right in there. That's also a great place to break out of. So that might have some potential. Yeah, especially when we start to get that breakout. Thanks again, Val. Appreciate putting that up there. Let's see a couple others. Oh, here you go. IBKR. Anybody following that? Look at IBKR. Pulled all the way back to a rising 50-period moving average. bullish engulf yesterday, and now we at pre-market we've got a little inside day looking to break out here. So IBKR could be a nice little trade, and the first thing I would look for, get up there and challenge those highs of about 67.80 up there on IBKR. Let's take a look at FSM. Look at FSM. That might be ready to set up and move higher. Gold is sort of the flavor of the day. Gold has done quite well. So keep an eye on that gold. I don't think it's finished moving up. So watch for any opportunities on gold. Consolidation to the right, little minor pullbacks. Those could be buying opportunities for gold, and then we'll make that money when it moves up there. Hey, Rim, sure, TMC you're looking at? Yeah. TMC is looking good. I would, because of the way I trade, moving averages and all, that would be one of the 50-period moving average would be what I would look for a first target. Now, this looks like a candidate to me to come up here and draw some lines like this. There we go. And there we go. And there is, what I'm going to do is just make this bigger like that. And there's that 50% retracement as well, very close to that 50-period moving average. And then the next target up would be right here, about 7. That would be the next target. So right now, I think that's looking pretty good. Nice little 3-8 trap right in there. We're going from red to green, a very nice bottom put in. I think that's a super chart, Rim. Let's flag that. Thank you. Thanks a ton. Appreciate that for that one. I have another monitor over here, and maybe the only drawback, if there's something a drawback, something you want to keep an eye on, is we're bumping our head up against the bottom of the cloud. That would be the only thing. So, just keep an eye on that. That's not a showstopper. It's not, but it can be. Okay, it's not one of those things that works 100% of the time. Just keep an eye on that. If you start to get a sell signal in there, don't fight it, because you are bumping your head up against the cloud. And I take trades all the time that are doing that. There's no guarantee that the cloud's going to push it down. Okay, no guarantee at all. Anybody follow Lyft? I don't know. We already looked at Lyft. Can't remember. But Lyft had an amazing day yesterday. It looks to me like Lyft is headed toward that $20 range here. You can see you've got a nice Trendicator trend, green dots. We're above that 50-period moving average. This has got a nice, just a nice picture of higher lows. Look at that. Just a beautiful picture. And what that does is it creates a very nice trend if you want to use price. Look at that. Now, I use the Trendicator, but nothing wrong with using either one. But it's just showing higher lows and higher highs. Very nice. Hey, gold, you got into Lyft yesterday. Way to go. I think you're going to do well with it. Yeah, that's on my list to possibly buy today. What else do I have? Oh, GE. Anybody in GE? Look how GE's consolidating here. This is another one of those pop out of the boxes right here. And here we're moving up a little bit with a little doji this morning. Next target up there around that 280, 281, the recent high over here. And then let's see if that doesn't go higher. Okay. Rally, looking at some AAL. Get some American in there, American Airlines. That's a buy to me. All right. That's a buy. Now, I know, if there's all sorts of traders out there, and they're all right in their own way. Everyone has their own way to trade. So there's going to be some traders, well, man, that's up against resistance. I don't want to buy that. Okay, don't then. Wait till it breaks out, right? And then there's traders that look at this and they see the chart pattern, they see price, they see the T line, they see the trend indicator, they see we're over the 200 period moving average, I'm thinking that's a good buy. What's the worst thing you're going to do? Yesterday we talked about losses, and if losses, if every time you take a loss, you feel like you've lost a few years of your life or something, or one of your limbs get cut off, maybe what it is you're trading with too much money. Now, if you're trading with tiny money and that happens to you, well, maybe trading's not for you. That is true in some cases. So, to me, that's got buy written all over it, little resistance line or not. So I'm liking that one. Let's put the weekly up. I want to see that weekly. You do have the 200 period moving average up there. I'd be more concerned about that than anything right there. In fact, that would make a very nice target. Yeah, that would make a nice target. Move over that, and then there's tons of upside room to that. So I think that's a great one to have on the watch list. Let's flag that. Thank you very much, Rally. Good morning, Bart. Any thoughts on FRO? Let's see. Bullish. I'm looking for a reason not to be. No, that's absolutely bullish. First thing I'm going to do here is come over to this high, draw this line down. Sorry, my mouse is really lagging, so it's awkward to use it. We've made it all the way back up to that sweet spot, that 50% retracement. I think that's super. I think that's absolutely super. That's a buy. Next target up is going to be right here. I love this kind of a chart. Come on, there it is. There we go. Next target's about 23. Then the next target up will be about 25 up here. So very nice chart here. We've come from the bottom. We could call this a double bottom. Great reversal candle with follow through. That's what makes it a reversal candle, is follow through. We've put in a higher low. We've rallied up. We've broken out of these highs. We're challenging that 50% retracement. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and put another line up there because I think this is looking pretty darn good. There you go, right there. There you go. I think that's a super chart there, Bart. Please let me know if you buy it, okay? I may have to join you on that one. We'll see what it does today. All righty. Okay, time-wise, we have plenty of time. I'll keep looking at some. If you guys have any you want to take a look at, we can certainly do that. Let's see. How about some Procter & Gamble? Let's slow things down a little bit, huh? Let's get boring here. Look at Procter & Gamble. Let's start with this. Draw a line here. There's your inverted head and shoulders. Here we've rallied over the 50. We've tagged the dotted deuce up here, and I think that is one of the best things about this chart. We've pulled back, and now we're heading up. This is buy territory. Now that we've tagged it once, even twice, I'm all about buying it because I think the more times it tags it to the left, the more likely it is to get through the right. So 2 tags to the left, I'm thinking we get through it to the right, and then that'll put the target up here around the 200 period moving average. Now, this is still going to be a target right through here, okay? Still a target, but I'm not worried about it being any kind of a resistance area. A lot more, I think it's easier to punch through. So, it's not one of those stocks that's gonna fill your pockets up big time. It's only almost 4% up to the 200. It's not a hot stock, but it can be a very safe stock to trade. So sometimes slow is good, sometimes safe is better. So let's keep our eyes on Procter & Gamble as well. A little bit of oil, energy. Let's take a look at AR. This was on my possible buy list yesterday, but I bought 2 others I think I did, didn't I? Maybe I better go look. Did I buy this yesterday? I did not. No. Okay. Cancel that. All right. Yeah, no, I did not buy that yesterday, but it was on the buy list. But I like to say I chose two others to buy. But we're setting up for, I'm going to call it a modified pinball setup. It's not a perfect pinball setup because we don't have the right percentage between price and the 50 period moving average, but all the mechanics are there. It looks really good. I like that. Um, but AR, and I would use the 50 period moving average as a target for right now. Okay. Hey, Bart, I've been here for a while. I've been in it for a while with shares. I've been selling calls against it, hoping to get back in, back on it. Nice. Way to go. That FRO looks good. It really does. Yeah. Rivian. Somebody in the room, one of our members, pointed out Rivian yesterday. Let's take a look at that. Look how Rivian is coming back up. That's another one that has a inverted head and shoulders. Just come over here to the left, draw a line to the right through the head, and there, take that low. There's your inverted head and shoulders. That is a inverted head and shoulders is a very popular and a very nice um, uh, kind of a bottom reversal pattern right there. And you can see how price started to move up. Um, Sort of a sideways relaxing day here. And then yesterday was relaxing, a little pullback until it started to move up a little bit and then it sort of impressed itself. And today we're up in the upper end. I'm looking for that 1440 area to get tagged. Let's move that over. And then the next target will be right here at about 1506 or so. Let's look at this one, RKLB. Now, this is one I'm already in, and it's working out pretty nice. And it's setting up pretty good. You can see how we've been in this downtrend, came right off the 50, and now we're starting to move up. It's about to hit that target of 50.70, and then the next target up will be that sweet spot, the 50% retracement around 53.40. So I say I'm already in this one. I think that looks really good. I'm looking for that one to pay well, help to push me over that 10,000 mark, doubling the $5,000 account. So looking real good there. All right, let's call this a morning, everyone. I want to thank everybody for coming and showing up so early in the morning. Please do remember that if you're not in the trading room, thank you for all members for being here. But if you're not in the trading room, you're more than welcome to join us on Facebook, X, or YouTube live and join the crowd there where we look at charts and talk about trades and work to make some money that day, okay? All right, everybody take care. Thank you very much. We'll see everybody we'll see members when the market opens up, okay? Take care, everyone. Thanks, Sonny, Bart, Rally, Gold, Rem. That's the only names I can see right now, okay? Good morning and have a good day.